Hey gang, ABA Webmaster Greg Neese here, and I am really excited to show you the new version of one of our most popular products, ABA Birding News. But first, a little bit of backstory. For almost 30 years, birders have used listservs to share information, keep in touch, and stay on top of what's happening in the birding world. The way it works is very simple. You send a message to the listserv, and it gets broadcast to all of the subscribers on that list. Listserv use really exploded in the early 2000s when Jack Seiler invented birding on the .net. And while not a computer professional himself, Seiler was able to learn enough about programming to develop a simple yet effective way to help birders discover who was seeing what birds and where. Indeed, in 2015, Jack was awarded the ABA Betty Peterson Award for Conservation and Community for his pioneering the development of modern methods to keep birders aware of bird sightings in North America and the world. But by 2012, birding on the .net had grown so popular that the behemoth collection of CGI scripts became a logistical and financial problem for Jack. He asked us, the ABA, to take over management of the listserv syndication service, and in 2013, ABA Birding News was born. So we gave it a facelift, we added a few new functions, but we essentially kept it the same. And it's been running, serving tens of thousands of birders every day for the past 8 years or so. In the beginning, about 12% of our traffic was from mobile devices. And we built a bare bones version of Birding News that was quick to use on your cell phone, but again, very stripped down, very basic. Today, mobile users account for well over 50% of our traffic, and that fact was premier in in driving the design of the new Birding News for 2021, which I'd like to show you now. So here we go. And the first thing you'll notice is that it doesn't look like any of the listserv aggregators that you may be familiar with. Ours or Cialia or Surfbirds, which are, again, the big collection of menu links that you click on to get to a listserv. The way to think about this app is that it is a bucket that collects all of the messages from all over and puts them into one big bucket, and then up at the top here we have tools so that you can filter and view those messages in the way that makes most sense to you. So I'm going to run you through the pull downs here real quick so you can just see what those do. And the first one is list type, and this is a sort of the top level filter, which the standard is all of the birding listservs. Global is from around the world. Outside the ABA area, regional RBA is rare bird alerts, and insects and others is just what that is. There's other things that we carry at the ABA Birding News. So I'm going to click here on regional RBA, and that will filter out all of the RBAs. So you can flip through those again in chronological order. And reset, and I'm going to be hitting the reset button a bunch during this demonstration. And what the reset button does is it just resets what's below the tools. So if you've set up any preferences, and we'll get to that in a second, it doesn't reset the preferences, it just resets what you're looking at that moment. Up here to the right of the list type, we have state and province and list. And these might seem a little redundant, but they're not. So the first one here, state, province, exactly what you would expect. If you choose one of these, it will filter out the messages from that state. Over here, we see lists, and we see some of this stuff is like I said, redundant. So there's Alabama here, and there's Alabama over here. But others like Alaska, or look at California. California has some 25 listservs in the state. So let's say you wanted to look at all the messages from all the listservs in California. What you would do is go over here and choose California, and there you go. Now there's all of the 25 listservs, messages from all 25 listservs in one bunch right here in chronological order. You can click on any of these. So I'm going to click San Luis Obispo, and that's going to filter down to that list. You can also do that now you'll see that the list changed up here in the menu to show you which one you're looking at. You can jump around by doing that as well. And to read any of these messages, just click on the row, and you'll notice how it kind of lights up. And there's the message, and you can flip through them like so and read the messages. If you want to read the excerpt, you can click this little down arrow over here, which will show you the first 55 words of the message. You can also show excerpts, which I'm going to get to in a second. Filter by date does exactly what you would expect. It filters by date. So if you remember something from last Thursday and you want to narrow it down, you don't want to scroll through all of them, you can do it. You can narrow it down that way. Over here we have search. Search does exactly what you would expect. It searches through whatever you have in the filter. So if you're looking at this now and you search, it's only going to search San Luis Obispo. Now let's go back and reset. So we're looking at all of the messages. And I'm going to click here, Show Excerpts. And Show Excerpts does exactly what you would expect. It expands the excerpts for all of these. But now if we look in this center column here, which is the From column, there's some additional information being shown here. We see a little bird icon with bird names. And let's scroll down. Oh, here's a good one. So this is New York. And you'll notice that some of the bird names like Bohemian Waxwing are in red, and others like Cackling Goose and Eurasian Widgeon are bold. And then some of the others here like Great Egret and Black Vulture are in normal type. Well, what the system is doing here is it's pulling out the birds by how notable they are. So it's giving you a preview of what's mentioned in that message, but also pulling out the good birds. So like, let's say you're interested in chasing that Bohemian Waxwing. You can go to the New York lists and pull down excerpts and find all of the messages that talk about that Bohemian Waxwing. And I'm going to close the excerpt here and show you a different way to do this, and that is notables. And again, this will apply to any of the filters you have applied. So right now we're looking at the whole bunch, and we see of the messages that we have down there in the bucket, we have ABA area notables, so that's code 3 and above. We have a Eurasian Widgeon and a lesser blackback gull. And if we go to state notables, we have Bohemian Waxwing Golden Eagle in Missouri and Summer Tanager in California. I am going to hit reset again, and let's take this down to California. There we go, and show notables. And now we have notables in California across all of the lists. So pretty cool there, the way that we're pulling out these birds. Now, I'm going to hide the notables here again. So I'm going to click on one of these lists here to show you where it really gets kind of fun and powerful. You'll notice when I look at a particular list, I have a button here, Add this list to favorites. And if I reset now, and well, if you click that, it does just what you expect. It adds this list to your favorites. I'm going to reset now to show all, take us back to the home screen, and here we have a toggle where we can show all or show favorites. And over here is this button where we can manage our favorites. So I'm going to show you what I've done here is I've created a hypothetical user who lives in Maryland but is taking a driving trip from New Mexico to California. And they want to keep up on what people are seeing along their driving route and look at all these messages and have some idea to anticipate what they might do the next day or 2 days from now. So they have the California, San Diego region, Arizona, New Mexico list, and I threw Orange County in there just because, you know, if there's something good up there and there's a lot of good birders up there that find good birds, why, we're going to go up there and take a look. So these are my favorites that I have set up. And if I show favorites, it's now showing me just my favorites. And again, notables, it shows all of the notables in those lists that I am following. So now we have a really nice collection of birds in Arizona and California, and then there's some stuff back home there in Maryland. So the the main way most people are going to use this is to save a set of favorites and then click on show favorites and have their favorites here. So no more, let's say you live in a metro area like New York City, and using ABA Birding News or any of the others, you would bookmark New York State, New York City, the couple of New Jersey listservs, Connecticut, so on and so on, and you would click through those to read them. Now what you can do is put those all into your favorite bucket and have them all listed here, all in one place. So you don't have to go clicking around. You've got them all in one place. And I'm going to show you one more thing here. I'm going to go to the Maryland list and scroll down here. And let's see if I can find this. Here we go. This message. And so here's something new. We do not any longer strip out images. So if people have included images in their messages, we keep the images, which I think is a pretty big deal. And so there you have it. That is the new ABA Birding News for 2021. I'm going to click on the show notables again because it's just such a cool feature. I love seeing what's going on. And we hope that you enjoy it. And this is going to be launching sometime in the next week or so. So keep an eye on this page or your favorite social media channel, and we'll let you know when this is ready for you to use. Thanks and good birding.